And welcome to the Lyons Share podcast, where we talk family, faith, football, finance, and fun. I'm your host, Mitch Lyons. This episode brought to you by MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement. And this is this week's Lions on Lions, and unfortunately the final episode of the 2024-25 season, as the Lions went down in flames last night against the Washington Commanders by 14 points, 45-31. Just a frustrating night from start to finish for the Lions. What could go wrong went wrong in terms of turning the ball over and just not being able to stop Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders offense. You know, maybe we had a little bit of fool's gold the week before with our defense against Minnesota. Maybe that was more of a testament to Minnesota's ineptitude and maybe Sam Darnold than it was our defense as it turned out, because we could not stop Jaden Daniels to save our life. They ran through us, they passed through us, and we just didn't get it done. And then on the other side of the ball, which wasn't that surprising, I mean, we had got our hopes up with the Vikings game to secure that number one seed, but you know, I just did not see the offense coming out and laying an egg like they did in terms of turning the ball over. Still moved the ball up and down the field. Jahmyr Gibbs, incredible, establishing himself as one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the league. He was fantastic, as he's been throughout the time when Montgomery was out. But Jared Goff, a turnover machine yesterday, there's no other way to say it. Fumbled early, threw interceptions early, 3 first-half turnovers that just put us behind the 8 ball from the get-go, and we were playing from behind for the entire game. And just a frustrating thing to watch. It's sad. I feel horrible for the Lions fan base, the long-suffering Lions fan base. Just a great season, 15-2. You spent all that time. You had to pedal to the metal the entire season to try to secure that number one seed over the Vikings, and to earn that, and then to just come out like they did. Very, very heartbreaking. You know, Dan Campbell obviously emotionally was very emotional after the game and his press conference. It hurts, man. It hurts as a Lions fan. You know, grew up, certainly remember the heartbreaks. And I relate it to, I hope it comes to pass that it is kind of like, if you think back to the Bad Boys era with Isaiah Thomas and Bill Lambert and all those guys, it didn't all come quickly. They went one step further each year, and this particular year is not a step forward. I mean, it's a step backwards if you really look at it in terms of playoffs, because, you know, we didn't make it to the NFC Championship game like we did the year before. But I think you can easily say this team was better this year than they were the previous year. Quite frankly, the injuries just caught up to us. I think, you know, it's not a surprise that our defense was struggling given the amount of injuries we had again. And Amik Robertson goes out early with a broken arm, another gruesome injury. It just seems like every week we were seeing something like that. And, you know, it was a lot to overcome. And if they could have done this with the injuries that we suffered, I mean, it would have been unbelievable. But let's think about this in real terms, though. They come back next year, and there's no guarantee year to year. But, I mean, they're going to have a great team and have an opportunity, as good of an opportunity as anybody to make a Super Bowl run next year. Their offense, they've got talent galore. The defense, they've got a lot of talent too. It's just most of it was sitting on injury reserve, which makes it really tough to try to compete when you've got guys coming in on a Tuesday or Wednesday and having to play on Sundays. So how many times this year did I look at the TV, look at somebody's number and say, who is that? I can't even tell you how many times that happened. So, and it happened again yesterday when we had, I don't even know the guy's name, number 40 going in. He had 1 snap previous to that game. So just an unbelievable disappointing season, or excuse me, disappointing game. It wasn't a disappointing season, disappointing end to the season. But Lions fans, I mean, what can you say? We got to hang in there, man. We got to be Detroit tough. We got to be Michigan strong, and hang in there. And it stinks because 31 teams feel this every year, but you got a long wait. And when you know you've got a team that's good enough to do it, and you just get it kind of ripped from you because of a poor performance in terms of taking care of the ball and just the injuries. You know, you hate to make excuses, but I've never seen in all my years of playing NFL football and watching it, I've never seen a team get hit with the injury bug like this team did. And just crazy how it seemed to all be on the defensive side of the ball. You had a few here. Zeitner was out yesterday, offensive guard with a hamstring, and David Montgomery was out a little bit. But the offense was pretty healthy all year, quite frankly. Just unbelievably decimated on defense, and it's too bad. It was a great season. Dan Campbell, love what he's doing. Love him as a leader. Love this team. I love their grit. You just, they happen to play, one of their worst games of the year at the absolutely wrong time, and they ran into a kid, Jaden Daniels, that I think is going to be, he's going to be tough. I mean, that there's going to be no guarantees next year, even if we stay healthy on D. I mean, in any one-game scenario, that can happen. This isn't a 7-game series where you roll out your 4 top starters. I mean, this is a 1-game, play for it all, and if you don't have your best game, you can lose it. And certainly when you lose the turnover battle 5-0, you're not going to win many games. And I know we did it against the Texans, earlier in the year. Trust me, that's an aberration. The statistics don't lie. If you're -2 on turnover ratio in the NFL, you lose over 90% of the time. And when you're -5, you don't win very many of those. And our luck kind of ran out yesterday. So, but listen, 2025, fall of 2025 will be here soon enough. We're going to have another chance. This is going to sting. This is going to hurt for a while. But we're going to have to just brush it off, and Dan Campbell and his team will. I guess we just look forward to the draft and see what what our most glaring weaknesses are. I don't know that this team has a ton. I mean, it's hard to know what really was our weakness. We talked about having another outside edge rusher opposite Hutch. We went out and got Zadarius. So maybe we found that piece to complement Hutch next year. Let's just get healthy and see what we can do next year. But Lions fans, hang in there. As always, this episode again brought to you by MitchLyonsWealth.com. Go out there, check out our site. You can get a book, get a movie, get a free tax tool. Take a look at that. Get on our newsletter. And if you need help designing your best game plan to protect, grow, and win your retirement, give us a call at 866-85-STEEL. That's 866-857-8335, or just simply go to MitchLyonsWealth.com. And we'll see you next time. Take care.